When's the last time you played GTA 5 the way it was meant to be played? I mean playing on the original hardware and the original disc that the game released on. If you're like me, you probably haven't touched the original version of GTA 5 in well over a decade. But in today's video, I'm going to be playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox 360 in 2025. Does it still hold up today over a decade later? To be honest, the outcome of this video was pretty shocking to me. Alright, so here we go, the disc is inside the Xbox. First of all, immediately what I'm noticing is we've got the OG loading screens. I completely forgot the loading screens on last gen were completely different to the current gen. I actually kind of prefer these artworks, but the issue is these loading screens took bloody ages to finish. Lucky for you watching this video, we can just skip ahead and I can let you know how long it really took. Bloody hell. Alright, so we're out of the loading screens and Jesus, that took well over a minute just to load in. Those loading screens were no joke, people. So we're going to have to wait until we get to the free roam and in Los Santos to really see how the console is struggling. But immediately off the bat, right, the FPS is absolutely tragic, guys. I mean, we're definitely on 30 FPS, obviously, but it's definitely dipping lower than that. Probably 27 or 28 FPS. But for the most part, I'm actually pretty impressed with how this is handling, guys. I mean, look, even the visual effects, the lighting, the water spraying down, everything looks pretty good so far. We need to get out of the prologue first to see how the game really performs. Here we have our first bit of combat. Ah, yes, guys, look at that. The snow effects, the good old days of playing at 25 FPS and not even realizing it because you were too young to care. Those days are long gone, I'm afraid. Here we go, guys. We've got out of the prologue and it's time to see how Los Santos is. First of all, I just want to say, look how good the character models are. Michael looks incredibly good. These cutscenes are performing really well. I'm absolutely shocked that this is even a last-gen game from hardware over 20 years ago. I mean, this intro is iconic, isn't it? I mean, this is taking me back some, honestly. I'm absolutely stunned that, like, even this intro looks as good as it does. I mean, look, the game is rendering quite a lot here, and I'm surprised it's holding up this well, honestly. Alright, I finally have control of Franklin for the first time in Los Santos. There is some pretty bad pixelation on the screen. I mean, you could clearly tell the game is running in 720p, and yeah, I mean, things are relatively pixelated, I will admit. Obviously, that is to be expected, but wow, I completely forgot just how pixelated it was and low resolution in comparison to the next-gen ports of the game. When this came out, we thought this was revolutionary and the graphics were unbelievable. All the over-the-top light flares, wow, this is bringing back memories, guys. Look at that, the way how they added like loads of rainbow light effects on screen. I really like the way the colors and the time cycle really blend together in this version. It definitely looks better than next gen in my opinion in terms of how the color palette was designed. I think that's definitely obvious right now just looking at the screen. We really need to stress test the world and free roam, so let's go ahead and finish this mission. Something about the atmosphere of this old gen version of the game is a lot more warming. It kind of feels a lot better. I don't know, is it just me or am I going crazy? So far a takeaway I have is, I'm gonna say the atmosphere feels a lot warmer on old gen. Colors and the time cycle really blend well together.
Can a low come up in your crib? Man, fuck you, I'll see you at work. Oh, nigga, don't hate me cause I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe if you got rid of that old yee-yee ass haircut you got, you get some bitches on your dick. Oh, better yet, maybe Tanisha will call your dog ass if she ever stop fucking with that brain surgeon, the lawyer she fucking with, nigga.
Something about this definitely feels better than next gen. Obviously not graphical necessarily, but the color palette and the art direction in this older version, clearly this is what Rockstar were going for when they designed the game. It looks really nice visually, honestly. Alright, so we're finally off the hook and ready to explore. Honest impressions, guys, I'm pretty blown away. What the hell is this old bat doing down here on the floor? I will admit, yes, it's pixelated, but come on, guys, you have to admit this is pretty crazy right now. This is GTA. So this console has 512 megabytes of RAM. Yeah, 512. Half a gigabyte of RAM only running this game right now. Not even a gigabyte of RAM. Do you know how crazy that is that this game is even running this in the first place. I mean, for context, a PS5, as far as I'm aware, has 16 gigabytes of RAM, okay? And this is running on 500 megabytes? I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. So literally 32 times the amount of RAM. I mean, most of the games nowadays look like dog shit compared to GTA 5 from over a decade ago. So first of all, we've got the colored map and the old school heads-up display, which I really love. Looking at this radar is bizarre. I mean, I haven't seen this design for over a decade now. So far, I'm noticing a lot of stuttering in the frames compared to next gen. I'd say we're probably getting a solid 26 or 27 FPS right now, honestly, guys. Which isn't great, I'll admit, but you have to respect how much this is a technical feat in the first place. So the Xbox 360 released in November of 2005. And look at this gameplay. Look at the distance and the FO, like the draw distance right here. Seriously impressive stuff. So this is 20-year-old hardware, still running a game that's being milked to piss by Rockstar Games still for their cash cards today. Here we have the OG Casino. Wow. What's crazy, guys, is that the Casino update came out in 2019. 2019 is 6 years ago nearly, right? Okay. Well, the wait from GTA 4 releasing and GTA 5 releasing was 5 years. So the Casino update came out longer ago than it took for us to have to wait for GTA 5 once GTA 4 came out. I don't know if that even made sense to anyone, but what I'm trying to say is we've been waiting a long-ass time for GTA 6, and it's crazy that we still haven't got the bloody game and we're still playing this. Look at that view. Alright, the game might look pretty pixelated in some areas, but for the most part, it's holding up really well. I'm noticing a little bit of pop-in some areas, but I mean, look at this. The world feels good. The time cycle blends really nicely to the colors. The palette looks really good. Personally, I'm impressed. Okay, here we are at the observatory, and let's go and see how far in the distance we can see with the OG last gen draw distance. Bloody piss, that is insane. Look at that, we can see miles away. We can literally see to the edge of Los Santos. But you can see some pretty low LOD loading in the background there, but let's just ignore that. This is impressive. GTA 5 was the pinnacle of optimization in the Xbox 360 and PS3 era, truly. I mean, anyone complaining about the quality of this when watching this video or playing and looking back at this, honestly, is completely clueless. There's just something about this version. There's no post-processing effects. No anti-aliasing. It just makes it the cleanest version of GTA 5 to play, in my opinion. Everything's so sharp and blends so well together, honestly. There's a bit of combat coming up in this mission, so I want to see how the game handles that, because that's an important test, because the frames could drop when we're shooting weapons and blowing stuff up, which I think this mission has some of that. So while I'm walking to this mission objective, I just want to say a few things. Final verdict so far. Obviously, there are modern versions of the game that are much cleaner, crisper, and higher quality and resolution, but they don't quite match this, personally. This has the colors, the sharpness, and the blend in the time cycle and the graphics that, even though it's pixelated and only runs at 30 FPS, I firmly believe that if you could get this version to run at 60 FPS and upscale it, this would be the best way to play GTA 5. Okay, I think the FPS might have dropped a little bit there, maybe 24.5, but it handled it pretty well, honestly. I mean, if anything's going to stress test the game, that would have been it. So far, it's held up incredibly well. I've really enjoyed playing this version of GTA 5 today. I mean, if you want to explore the raw, unfiltered version of the game, this is the version you want to be playing. I mean, tell me what you think down in the comments section below, guys. Am I just engulfed in pure nostalgia, sniffing hopium, or am I onto something here? Because I think this version is really, really good, and especially for the technology it is. But what's crazy is that you can now emulate GTA 5 on an emulator on your PC, because you can emulate the hardware that this game is running on. Well, my verdict: Should you play GTA 5 in 2025 on Xbox 360? Yeah, I reckon you should give it a go if you've got the facilities to do so. Personally, I'm absolutely blown away. I really enjoyed playing this version of GTA 5 today. I want to know what you guys think in the comments section below. And about 97% of people watching my videos aren't subscribed, so if you've made it this far in the video, you've done that for a reason, because you probably kind of enjoyed today's video. So please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in a future video.